Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sathology Debunking Mythology. Sat means truth, Logos means a study or science, Sathology means a science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which is comes from root word Sanskrit, root word called myth. Mythology means science of fake lie imagination or study of fake lie imagination. Today we have a very interesting topic, and we are going by the topic of Vedic in terms of Vedic timelines and things like that. We have a very special guest. But before that, I'm going to ask her a very tricky question, and then we'll start the presentation. So without delay, let us welcome Shri Rupa Bhati.
Namaste Aditya ji.
Namaskar. So, when we talk about nowadays, a lot of controversy going on, started from USA when the conference was organized by some academics, not so intelligent academics, dismantling Hindutva, global Hindutva. And, they have done a human service to all of us because all of us are now aware what they're planning to do. It's like in a spy craft, you release your secrets beforehand. That's what they have done. So, very foolish approach. They wanted to humiliate Hindus, but actually they have united them. So, it's a great thing they have done, which I could not think would have been done if you would have continued what you are doing. So it's a great way of putting the spotlight on us. Now, there are some people in India, or I would say some people who are not so educated on the language side. So when the Western world says Hinduism, that means they're not considering Sanatan Dharma as a faith. They're just saying it's imaginary. That's a ism means ism. That's why they don't call Islamism or Christianism. But when they come to Hindus, they call Hinduism, which is not a good English word. I think the good English word would be Hindutva because that's Sanskrit as well as English. But what the half vowels, half sounds are not common in the American sphere, Mexican sphere. Like my first name is a tongue twister for most Americans for the last 30 years. So they cannot never say Aditya because there's a half T and half Y, Aditya. They cannot say it. So, what do you think is the real controversy according to you?
Actually, there should not have been any controversy at all.
Mhm.
क्योंकि जो हिंदू है वो जब तक हिंदुत्व को लिए हुए नहीं है तो हिंदू नहीं है.
That's right.
Hindutva is something like if you have a pot. What I have learned from Professor V.N. Jha sir's class. If you see the pot, so it has to have the potness. So if you are Hindu, you have to have the Hinduness. So that Hinduness is called Hindutva.
That's right.
That is the thing. And that can be something like not happening with the people like Christians or other religious people here, religion people. तो उनके लिए ये प्रॉब्लम रहेगी. They will find it very difficult to how to digest that. But if somebody is Christian, तो उसमें क्रिश्चियनत्व है क्योंकि उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज हैं उसमें, क्योंकि वो उसमें उनको जो सिखाया गया वो उस हिसाब से चलते हैं. सो व्हाई डू वी एक्चुअली रिक्वायर अ रिलीजन इन द फोरमोस्ट थिंग. मतलब जो एक थॉट आना चाहिए कि आपको रिलीजन क्यों चाहिए. सुबह पूजा करने के लिए या फिर मतलब ये रिलीजन है क्या, और क्या हिंदू जो धर्म हम कहते हैं क्या वो रिलीजन है. इज इट अ रिलीजन. So the whole propaganda is about this religion word actually. In Hinduism, और या अभी जो इतना word famous ही हो गया Hinduism and Hindutva. So in this particular region where we used to live, and that is why we are called Hindu, because of the Sindhu, probably Hindu, probably both of the names, or probably because of the Soma. We don't know what was the factor. Because of that we have this name, something like Jambudvipa. somebody asked me today on Twitter that जम्बू द्वीप में इतने सारे हैं तो पूरा का पूरा विश्व ही क्या हमारा ही था क्या, मतलब the whole thing was with us. So you go back to genetics, you will find that after Toba explosion, almost we have all the world, मतलब पूरे world को हम ही populate कर रहे हैं with all the haplogroups. So they are all deeply rooted in India. तो हो क्या रहा था उस समय में, मतलब what was happening actually? So this was happening कि आप हिंदू कुश के इस तरफ में रह रहे थे, and that is why either it was called Hindu Kush because Hindu means white also. So the whole Pleistocene time was experiencing snow-cladded mountains all over there. और वहां से infiltrate होना लोगों के लिए मुश्किल हो रहा था. So we were called Hindu people. And because of most of the moist land, we were called Hindu. And from that Hindu word emerged. और हिंदू से सिंधु का आप तात्पर्य भी लेते हैं कि सिंधु नदी से जो रहने वाले लोग हैं वो हिंदू कहलाए. Now what is being human or what is being Hindu? What is being Christian? What is being to be an Islamic person? They follow certain kind of rules which are set for them, religious rules. They have that. But in India, we have so much of diversified things that we see, and we still accumulate the whole of it within us, and still we respect the other. तो अकेले इंडिया में ही आप देख लेंगे तो कितने सारे, एक जगह छठ पूजा हो रही है तो एक जगह हरतालिका बीज हो रही है. So this was the way of life, and how to lead the life, or how to have your way of life with yoga, pranayam, yam niyam, everything, including the whole day sandhya vadanam and what not. मतलब जो भी आप कर सकते हैं to make your life disciplined, your body disciplined with the environment, body disciplined with the climate, body disciplined with everything around you, and mind and chitta to be disciplined with the cosmos and with the supreme consciousness and whatever we say. वो निराकार है. हमारे लिए शिव पार्वती बाद में आए, उनको हमने एक मूर्त रूप देना शुरू कर दिया. ये मूर्ति नहीं थी पहले. Vedic culture में there was never मूर्ति. People when I equate IVC, Indus Valley civilization, with Vedic, it is foolishness. And this is futile क्योंकि हम उस चीज को यहाँ ढूंढने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जबकि यहाँ की चीज उसमें कहीं नहीं है. मतलब ऋग्वेद में you don't have architecture. In the first mandala, you come in the first Rigvedic sukta, you come Ashna word, Ashnamat, and that gives you an imagination that yes, they started building something out of stones. That is still not brick, and IVC is quite brick wala jo aapka architecture hai. So this is what Hindutva is. So to have your niyam and all those things, a disciplined way of life with environment, with the whole cosmos, in fact, and that kind of thing which we possess as our own property, अभी तो हम लोग उसका एक नया नाम लेते हैं, we patent it. So this is something like that. So we patented the way of life, how to lead the life, how to live the life, and what should be the way of life. So that was something not too much of hostile kind of a thing. It was too much amiable and वाद विवाद से चीजों को सुलझाना, and they came up with an idea Dyuta Krida also instead of war. So that is something going on from the Rigvedic times, the game of dice. So that much they could understand at that point of time. Now we, in these times, we are losing ourselves. So that is why all these stuffs come up, and it's very painful to have this like हिंदुत्व के ऊपर बात शुरू कर देते हैं, मालूम ही नहीं कि हिंदुत्व है क्या, द वर्ड का मीनिंग क्या है वही नहीं मालूम है. सो हिंदू में ही हिंदुत्व होगा, किसी और में तो ढूंढने जाएंगे तो वो मिलने वाला नहीं है. क्रिश्चियन में क्रिश्चियनत्व होगा, उन्होंने उसमें से जो सीखा उसी हिसाब से वो एनवायरनमेंट से भी डील करेंगे और चीजों से भी. अमेरिकन तो सोचते हैं कि ट्री को काट सकते हैं और हर चीज उससे बना सकते हैं, उनका उस पर आधिपत्य है, अधिकार है. दे हैव दिस control over all the environmental things.
Dominion.
They can do anything, any damn thing on this earth. So for that matter, जैसे आपने एक टॉक पूरा लिया था कि कैसे इंडियन नेटिव्स को खत्म करते चले गए. They didn't want that. उनको चाहिए ही नहीं था उन लोगों का इधर पे रहना. इंडिया में भी इसी उससे आए थे ब्रिटिशर्स की इनको खत्म कर देंगे, एंड आफ्टर दैट we will have this land. बिकॉज दिस लैंड इज समथिंग. अभी आप देखिए कि 2 फीट वाटर लेवल हाई जाएगा, आपका मैक्सिमम नॉर्थ अमेरिका जो है वो वाटर के अंदर चला जाएगा. दे नीड लैंड नाउ, व्हाट टू डू. तो दैट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. अभी वो जो थर्ड वर्ल्ड वॉर होगी वो फॉर द लैंड होगी. और जबकि यही चीज ऋग्वेद में आप देखते चले आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ द एमिएबल कंडीशंस यही लैंड सबसे ज्यादा उपयोगी रहा. एंड फ्रॉम हियर ओनली all the haplogroups came out after the Y. जब AOO से split हुआ तो you will see that everything is coming out of India. चाहे HIJ ले लीजिए, MNOPQ ले लीजिए, R ले लीजिए, all the haplogroups are coming from here only. And mtDNA तो हमारा बहुत ही पुराना है, यानी maternal side. That is already going back, and we have the speculation that L3 split had happened here only in India. तो ये जो फ्यूचर फाइटिंग है आपकी, वो हिंदुत्व का जो अब ये लोगों ने एजेंडा शुरू किया है या क्या किया, आई डोंट नो, बट दैट इज गोइंग टू गेट अ मोमेंटम कि वी आर bad at our laws, we are bad at our kind of thing. I won't say religion. Hindu is not a religion. Hindu is dharma. The word itself says that abiding by the place and abiding by the place rules. So we are abided by the law from the times of Manu, who gave birth to Ikshvakus, Purus, and all those factions who went away also. A few of them took the law also there and propagated in their manner. जहाँ पे वो लैक कर रहे थे वो आज तक लैक कर रहा है. Dhruyus and Anus and Durvasus and all. So it's something very amazing you have taken up this, but I have this in my mind with the Navya Nyaya system. If there is a pot, it has to have the potness, otherwise you won't be able to give it the name pot. So likewise, Hindutva nahi hai to Hindu nahi.
I still have not received my Rig Veda, so I'm going to, once I receive it, then I'm going to go page by page. Okay, so I cannot quote it personally right now, and I'll tell you when I can quote it. But when you look at the Manu's period, Manu is the first human created, established the city called Ayodhya, and it was the capital of the whole planet in Ramayana also, and before that also, Manu had the, and like you correctly said, most of the populations carry our DNA. So it is the migration which happened from India to the rest of the India's region right now. Otherwise, Bharat was a very big land. The northern boundary was Uttar Kuru in Kyrgyzstan, and the eastern boundary was beyond Kabul. Madhya Pradesh also was married to. Anyway, now coming to the main topic today, and also the one point I'll make here, that most of the in USA, the see, in Sanatana Dharma has Pancharatrika and Upanishad. Now the Western idea of religion is instructions. We don't accept the word religion, but we do their connotation is instructions. Now Upanishads have a lot of instructions. Upanishads have how do you live your life and what do you do, and examples are set up. Gita is also called Gitopanishad, which you can do. Narad Pancharatrika is exactly, you do morning this Sandhya, then afternoon Sandhya, evening Sandhya, then this mantra in the morning, this. So we have to also come up with when you say way of life, That's why in America they do not recognize Hindu as a religion for them. But if you look at the us from our point of view, we are also religion from the Western point of view, but we are much bigger than that in terms of it's a dharma, which means no one can avoid it. And the most of the laws they work on dharma, not on religion. Even today, you can say I'm a good Christian, but you can, if you hurt somebody, then you will be punished. You are a good Muslim, but you hurt somebody, you will be punished, because the laws are dharma. And so that distinction we need to add is we're both a religion as well as a way of life. Because
Yes, जैसे in the way of life you require to grow every day like science. जैसे कि आप MBBS किए हुए हैं या मैंने आर्किटेक्चर किया हुआ है. So every day if I don't get acquainted with what is happening, what new is happening, एंड उसमें रैशनलिज्म ला करके मैं अपने वे ऑफ लाइफ में उसको यूज नहीं करूंगी, तो फिर हाउ हाउ आई विल ग्रो द साइंस इन माय फील्ड, और हाउ दे विल ग्रो द साइंस इन देयर फील्ड. सो लाइकवाइज हिंदू जो लोग थे या अभी भी जो हैं, इनफैक्ट थे का ज्यादा बात करेंगे, they had this vaad vivad. So all the Upanishads and all the Brahmanas, you see that there is a dialogue. इट्स नॉट बेस्ड ऑन कि स्टैगनेंट चीज जो किसी ने बोल दी है तो उसी को ही हमको फॉलो करना है. सो एवरी टाइम देयर वाज अ डायलॉग, सो दैट द ऑब्सोल्यूट जो चीज थी वो जा रही थी और जो नई चीज जो हो रही थी वो आ रही थी. एंड यू कैन सी दैट इन ऋग्वेद इटसेल्फ ना, दैट वाज इवॉल्विंग. वो धीरे धीरे इवॉल्व हो रही थी, और वहां पे भी कितनी सारी चीजें जो नेगेट हुई होंगी वो उसको अलग किया गया होगा, कितनी सारी चीजों को लाया गया होगा. एंड फाइनली व्हेन दे फाउंड कि ये अब परिपूर्ण हो चुका है, नाउ नाउ वी क्लोज द ऋग्वेदा. Now they came to expansion of Brahmanas, because now that is becoming a little obsolete for them कि अब उसमें हम और क्या करें, पूरा साइंस तो निकाल दिया, निचोड़ निकाल के रख दिया उसमें. एंड विज्ञान भाष्य है ऋग्वेद, आपको उसमें केमिस्ट्री से लेके सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, एवरीथिंग. धनुर्वेद भी आपका उसी में से ही निकला है. उसमें जो भी चीजें हैं वो वहीं वहीं से निकल के आ रही. सो ओवरऑल व्हाट इज दैट कि वो बहुत पुरातन काल का है, बट उसमें पूरा साइंस जो डेवलप हो चुका था, जहां तक होना था वो हो गया था. उसके बाद अब एक्सपेंशन की जरूरत थी, प्रतिशाखियों की जरूरत थी, तो वो सारी चीजें भी होना शुरू हुई. अदरवाइज तो वो वहीं पे रह जाता, बिब्लिकल बुक के एक बुक के जैसा या इस्लामिक बुक के एक बुक जैसा, उतना उतना ही रह जाता. बट हियर एक्सपेंशन वाज देयर. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट इज साइंटिफिक एंड साइंस बेस्ड.
yeah, like
तो
the Shruti are the principles, but the Smriti are the applications for the new people,
या
audience.
एग्जैक्टली, एग्जैक्टली.
So that concept is always there, and even today the development must go on, because the it has to make applicable for today's world, isn't it right?
अब देखिए बाइबल में सपोजिंगली देयर वाज अ फ्लैट अर्थ थ्योरी. अब साइंस ने निकाल दिया कि भाई फ्लैट तो अर्थ नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ तो बहुत पहले ही निकाल दिया, 38,000 BC में ही निकाल दिया, जगत भी निकाल दिया, भूगोल भी शब्द निकाल दिया. नाउ coming to the biblical thing, there they don't have the development. अब उसमें भी आपको डेवलपमेंट करके करना था ना, कुछ तो आपको उसमें ऐड करना था कि यस नाउ इट इज राउंड, बट अवर दिस इज सेइंग दिस, बट दे आर स्टक अप विद दैट 4,000. जब हाथ में वो लेते हैं एंड उसका ओथ लेना होता है, तो यू आर टेकिंग द ओथ ऑन द रॉन्ग थिंग कि फ्लैट अर्थ है. Now we have to believe, and you won't imagine, I have learned on internet, the new generation, so many of them believe in the flat earth theory.
That's right. It's very common, very very common, and
So
and
this is the problem, क्योंकि वहां वो साइंस ग्रो होने ही नहीं दे रहे हैं. दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ रेवलेशन, तो वो उसको वहां पे साइंस ग्रो होने ही नहीं देंगे. दिस वाज नॉट हैपनिंग इन हिंदू एंड हिंदुत्व.
see, the concept of science in the Western world is anti-Bible or anti-Quran, because they think that the science is outside of these two books. And therefore, anyone who gets educated, gets a scientific degree, starts questioning everything they have. In in the Vedic scriptures and Vedic Shastra, you cannot do that, because the science is part of the teaching. So when you say Surya, Chandra, and you say, obviously you're getting hotness from sun and coolness from moon. You know? So again, the ness is involved.
This is
So,
involved.
so the point is that they are they have to separate it out. It is there. If they don't do it, then they have nothing. That's why if you look at the early history of church as well as history of Islam in Saudi Arabia, most of the free thinkers were either killed or jailed, or they were
Exactly.
banned. You know,
हाँ, यहाँ
because
पे यहाँ ऐसा नहीं हो रहा था। यहाँ याग्नवल्क्य जो है वो डिबेट कर रहे हैं गार्गी के साथ में, और ये सारा चीज हो रहा है। तो यहाँ ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है कि राजा बैठ के देखे और बोले कि चलो गार्गी को बंद करते हैं अंदर। ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा। The science is growing there कि हाँ, after this question, after this question, and this continued till Dayanand Saraswati ji. Dayanand Saraswati ji took all the debates for Jainism, Christianity, everything, and he showed that why they are wrong, where they are wrong, and why the Sanatana Dharma of our country is a more accurate way of living. It has more accurate way of living. It has um, not only this, Shankaracharya also. They had the debate, the Shankar way in the Navya Nyaya only. So Nyayikas and Shankara debate was also there. So that was not the last word of Shankara. So even Navya Nyayikas, Nyayika people gave the version of their own thoughts about what is happening. मतलब जो आस्तिक भी हैं, उसमें नास्तिक भी हैं, उनके जो दर्शनाज है, मीमांसास के हैं, वो सारी चीजें हैं। तो वहां पे भी बकायदा डिबेट चल रहा है, एंड इट इज कमिंग टिल सीई 1000 सीई, एंड नवीना इटसेल्फ डेवलप्ड इन 1000 years. सो यू कैन इमेजिन कि ऋग्वेद कितना पुराना होगा।
yeah, and also there is a very important shloka, Munaya Sadhu Prishtoham Bhavat Virloka Mangalam. The entire culture is built on question and answers.
Exactly.
And if you look at if you go to a church or an American university, which is also a church, or if you want to go to an Islamic school, you are not allowed to question. If you go outside the book, you are done. That means either you have to be out, or they will. Church says don't give us money, and that is a punishment according to them. I'll be very happy with that. But anyway, so let's begin with the presentation, Rupaji,
जी जी।
and then
तो जैसे हम बोल ही रहे थे कि टुडे we are already going back into time, no? So I'm going to take you in the mnemonics of Vedi. So how the Vedi remembers Gharpatya जो वेदी होती है उसमें you remember that there is a memory of equator in that. तो वो हम एक छोटा सा डिस्कशन लेंगे, and then we will again come back to what
yes,
we were discussing.
let's do that. Yeah.
जी. So today's talk is on the memory of the equator and human movement on equator with the help of Vedic Vedi. तो ये तो सबने ही देखा होगा. Everybody must have seen this when you go to the Wikipedia and you type Vedi, you will get this image there. And this Vedi is of very unique and different shape. So a trapezoid is taken, and after that the arc has been created, and with the help of that you see there's certain kind of arc which resembles something, but the memory is stuck up कि ये क्यों use हो रहा है, why half circle kind of Vedi is there, why full circle kind of Vedi is there. So what does these all mean actually? So it's still a mystery, but in the whole situation, I found something very unique that I will be sharing today. So you have seen this diagram many times. Let me format this. And okay. Yeah, this is better. Yeah. So can you see this image?
Yes, I can see that
Yeah.
very clear.
Very clear, na? Okay, so we see this is the Earth, and we see Tropic of Cancer line going through 23.5 degrees, and there is an equator and Tropic of Capricorn, and this is the Sun's path during the whole year. So how at what longitude it is rising, this shows this. So the duration changes because of that. The duration changes. So the sun paths look like this. So when you see this, you will see that once sun is coming on the equator, and this comes on the vernal equinox day. After that, slowly and gradually, sun takes its toll towards Tropic of Cancer, and it again comes back to equator and makes it autumnal equinox, and again goes down towards Tropic of Capricorn. It is now rising in the southern hemisphere. So every time the sun is rising in the southern hemisphere, and the latitude show the timing of what is happening in the southern hemisphere. So likewise, again, it comes to Capricorn, and again it goes back to equator, and it makes a year. One year has these two cardinal points, that is summer solstice and winter solstice, and in between the autumnal equinox and vernal equinox. During that, sun's declination becomes 0 0. So that is 0 degree sun is on the equator, and its declination changes till plus 23 degree, and it again comes back to Tropic of Capricorn. It takes minus 23 degree. So in this way, the whole situation appears on the earth. Sun and earth condition is in this way. So we already discussed many a times that when the sun is in the northern hemisphere, it gives the heat insulation in the northern hemisphere. When it comes to the southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere is cool, and southern hemisphere has the heat during that time. And this is how the sun's path in the northern hemisphere is defined, and sun's path in southern hemisphere is defined. And this is very uniquely said in the Brahmanas, that Agni is nothing but the vernal equinox. And we have many times discussed this, and I have given this fact in two of the research papers also, which is going to be published. So people can understand that Indians were consistent on year beginning from the vernal equinox and not the winter solstice. And taking this as the truth, if one sees all the text, they can easily correlate what I'm trying to say. So every date will be shifting back towards by 6,400 and 457 years. So almost 6,500 years it will go back. So something which is happening in Kritikas, so it is the Brahmanas are saying the vernal equinox is happening in Kritika, and that means it is happening during 2800 900 or 2100 200 BC. These are the two situations, if it is exactly rising on east or if it is having exact vernal equinox. So now, but how did people understood, the earlier ancients understood that the sun is in the northern hemisphere or the sun is in the southern hemisphere? First तो experience किया होगा कि northern hemisphere में अब गर्मी बढ़ना शुरू हुआ है, तो they must have experienced that. After that they looked into the shadows of their own body, कि body का shadow कितना लंबा हो जाता है कौन से समय में, कितना छोटा हो जाता है कौन से समय में. So likewise they started understanding the play of shadow all over the year. And finally, probably that can only be the condition कि कोई पेड़ का एक ठूंठ उनको दिखा होगा and उसका जो shadow पड़ रहा होगा, and then they started marking very accurately and the tip of the जो भी पेड़ उनको मिला होगा उसका उसका उन लोगों ने shadow से mark करना शुरू किया. And since they were moving a lot, क्योंकि आउट ऑफ अफ्रीका निकल के आए, इंडिया तक आए, इतना दूर तक आ गए, तो वो लोग जब इतना ट्रैवल कर रहे थे तो दे मस्ट हैव बीन विजुअलाइजिंग हाउ टू मूव. तो मूव करने के लिए डायरेक्शन कैसे लेंगे, तो वो सब सोचने लग गए होंगे. एंड फाइनली व्हेन दे टुक अ रूट, they have to go and come, to and fro करने के लिए. So they required some kind of a direction. And finally they get this idea from the ग्नोमोन. सो ग्नोमोन में क्या होता है कि बीच में यूपर थ्योरी तो आप बहुत अच्छे से वाकिफ होंगे. यू मस्ट बी वेरी मच अवेयर कि वी हैड द सैक्रिफिशियल पोस्ट यूपर, and they say that the animals were sacrificed and likewise. So the sacrifice could have been celestial sacrifice. We don't know what they were doing, but the Shunashepa and Harishchandra Akhyan, which is again repeated in Ramayana with Ambarisha, tells us, gives us a clue that the Shuna Shepa is happening in during the Ambarisha time also, and it is happening during the Harishchandra time also. The story has a little variance, and because of that, we can understand that okay, Shuna Shepa cannot happen in two places. But if it is happening in two places with two different king names, then definitely it is something a kind of a celestial thing. So that gives a clue, and I'm still researching on that. कि actually में क्या हो रहा था? What is Shona Shepa? We have lost so many constellations likewise. So something was happening with the gnomon, and with the gnomon, the shadow was being pointed out. The vernal equinox probably was pointing towards Shunashepa. That must have been one of the nakshatra. We don't know. Since we have Shunasira nakshatra in Tetere Brahmana, so and Samvatsar is happening in that, so we can have a clue कि ये भी एक कोई चीज हो सकती है which we have missed in the Rigvedic text also, and we have missed in the stories also. So yes, those story है वो बहुत ही similar है, but happening in different king times. Now, when you see this diagram, the circle you make with the help of gnomon is the earth, and whatever the height of the gnomon is the radius of the earth. So this is how a circle is created, and you put the gnomon, and during the vernal equinox time, you will see that the shadow is traveling on a straight line, and that is the line AB, and you are standing on the equator. That gnomon, you have put it on the equator, and when the shadow moves on this line, this gives you the clue that how far away you are from the equator, and this gives the latitude of your place. So the shadow tip, when it moves like that, so it gives the latitude of your place, and it also gives you the east west direction. So that is the only one day, that day only you can have the straight line, and that day only you can have east west direction. Otherwise, on the other times like summer solstice, this will go towards north. The winter solstice, this will go towards south, and this is how the shadow tips will create the arc. So how this is happening, let us understand with the help of Shanku Yantra at Ujjain. So Maharaja Savai Raja Jai Singh of Jaipur during 1719, when he was in Ujjain as a governor, he created this whole observatory. There he created this platform, and where he put the Shanku there. So you can see the shadow, and this is the time the person who is attending this is the time of vernal equinox time. So you can see the shadow. This will be moving from west to east, and probably is standing there after afternoon noon time. So this is how it happens. So how it is happening? At the early morning, the shadow tip will be pointing exactly towards west, and it will touch the end of this line, the imaginary line जो create की हुई है उसके ऊपर. After a few hours, the shadow will move in this fashion. After a few hours, again you see the shadow is moving towards that, and these two shadow will go away, and the third shadow will be there. Likewise, the shadow will move, and it will go towards exactly towards east. So that is the day you get the straight line. Now you see that this happens here, and after a month, one arc comes here. And why this is happening? Because this is happening. The shadow is going towards the solstitial arc shadow, and this appears something like this. So पहले महीने में देखेंगे तो ऐसा हो गया, नेक्स्ट महीने में जाएंगे तो ये वाले आर्क तक बनेगा shadows, and the last month, that is the summer solstice day, the arc will touch this area. But you see that the gap is getting reduced. So what is happening during east west, जब sun northern hemisphere में है, so during that time and from that 1 month, the shadows have traveled a lot. They have made too many arcs, and then it comes to the first month, and then second month, and then last month. Now sun is almost still on the summer solstice day, and it remains there. So ये जो arc कम आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, almost for 20 days the shadows will be traveling on this arc from morning to evening. तो वो जो 20 दिन होते हैं समर सोल्स्टिस के बाद के और पहले के, वो ऑलमोस्ट बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होते हैं. वहां पे सन जो है ऑलमोस्ट स्टैंड स्टिल रहता है, बिकॉज इट इज स्टिल इन द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर. यहाँ तो आपका सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर से नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में हॉप किया, तो दैट इज व्हाई द होल सिनेरियो चेंजेस. So likewise, the arc are created. So the point of shadow, the last point of the shadow, that makes the arc. So this is how the gnomon works. So in my opinion, it would have been very difficult for the Vedic people to find out the summer solstice day, exact date. But when the Siddhantic time came, during that time, they found it very convenient to make a solstitial colure over the ecliptic, and wherever that was crossing, so they used to get the exact point where it is going to happen, and with the help of that they used to calculate कि कितना टाइम में हमको समर सोल्स्टिस मिलेगा, and that happened only in Surya Siddhanta and the Siddhantic texts. So it was not happening in the Vedic text. So that is why the word Udagayan means the sun hopping towards northern hemisphere, the Dakshineti, sun hopping towards the southern hemisphere from the equator, and that is the celestial equator also, because इसी को हम ऊपर करेंगे तो that makes the parallel of equator to be celestial equator. So this is how the arc is made. So what I'm trying to say is that east-west direction was known to Indians very well with the help of vernal equinox only. And वो दिन होता था, that day they used to do the Vastu Purush kind of a thing, so that they can have the exact access of the house. So that was the most auspicious day, not the summer solstice and not the winter solstice, because those days don't carry any such memory of creating a house. So we need east-west access, so we need north and south, because once you get east-west, then you can easily construct north and south. So this is the construction of north and south with the help of, so usko eye bhi bolte hain, that is the chakshu. So this eye is created, and with the help of these arcs, they create the directions. Proper directions are made for north and south with the help of east and west direction. So something very interesting that we find is now the Vedi. So हम Vedi से शुरू हुए थे. Now we are again coming back to the Vedi. So in this earlier drawing, you have seen that one arc is very near to the southern arc, which is very near to the east-west axis of that area. So this is the equator, लेकिन वहाँ का जो arc है वो इतना आगे बन रहा है, वहाँ का ये जो straight line है वो आगे बन रहा है, तो that is the latitude of that region. That means कि ये इतना दूर है, तो ये उसका 23.5 डिग्री पे ये ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट बना है, and the whole arc is shifted towards the north. तो पूरा आर्क शिफ्ट हो गया. अब यही चीज आप अगर ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न में शंकु लगाएंगे, दैट इज द अपोजिट, यहाँ पे लगाएंगे तो पूरा जो आर्क है वो अपोजिट साइड में शिफ्टेड दिखाई देगा. सो सिमिलर वे में you see that this arc is nearer to the east-west axis and this arc is farther from this east-west axis. So this makes a clear connotation कि यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है. Actually में ये east-west axis होना चाहिए because that is the equator. लेकिन वहां से ये हमारे latitude में यहाँ पे east-west equator से दूर बन रहा है and that is our latitude. We got this. Now coming back to Vedi. In the Vedi, you will see that there is the arc, the similar arc is being made. कैसा arc? जो कि solstice shadow का जो arc बन रहा था, वो arc को यहाँ पे उन्होंने वेदी में बनाया. And this has an east-west axis exactly going from the center. The major thing is to understand why this is going exactly from the center. Supposingly, this was conceived where on Ujjain latitude only, supposingly, then ये axis तो थोड़ा ऊपर की तरफ होना चाहिए था, या दूसरी जगह में होगा तो नीचे की तरफ में होना चाहिए था, but it is exactly going through east-west axis. Now we again go back to this diagram. When we see this east and west axis and the gnomon, the shadow of the gnomon will be traveling on east and west axis only, but on the equator. So this happens only on equator. So this memory of equator going straight shadow, जो कि ये ग्नोमोन है, इसका shadow यहाँ तक पड़ेगा, फिर यहाँ छोटा होता होता है, it will become 0. Again it will increase and it will go till east. So जब west में डूब रहा है sun, तो east में यहाँ पर आकर के उनका straight line, straight shadow बन रहा है. And this is the earth. So they got this. They could also calculate the diameter of earth very easily from here only, and they also could know that they are standing on the equator. Elsewhere, जैसे इक्वेडोर में अगर आप खड़े हैं तो you will be standing on the equator and then there you can see what is happening. And the same memory is here. So how can this be possible? Only this can be possible when you have the memory, this Vedic memory from the right from this equator. So that means that in the people who came out of Africa and came to India, they definitely went towards Australia also. So they were crossing the equator. So they knew the equator, and that is how this memory came into the Vedi. And those migrations that were happening towards Australia and towards say probably the hidden Lanka that we don't know where the Lanka is today, but definitely it was there, and it would have been there. नहीं तो फिर वो कैसे उसका study करेंगे? And that is why Aryabhata comes with Lanka name 16 times, and it appears so lively. If you read Aryabhata, you will be amazed that it appears like the place is there. That is not a hypothetical place at all. So ये memory कहीं ना कहीं लंका से या फिर मालदीव्स जो island है that is exactly on equator, probably those memories are from that region which traveled towards north till Tropic of Cancer, so that people understood how different angulas were to be used for the shadow. तो उसके बाद जो माया माता में और मनसारा में जो भी हमारे टेक्स्ट आए जितने भी, उसमें जो अंगुल का जो हिसाब किताब है, the measurement of angulas, they come in a very proper manner, because every time the shadow was changing, the angula was changing till Tropic of Cancer. So that measurement is also there with the texts. So we should understand that this memory is coming from a very old Rigvedic time, where you can see this, the altar, the Vedi, was considered to be the earth's extremist limit. So that is the extremist limit because of the equator, and after that again it reduces, the latitude again goes in reduction, and the navel of the earth is understood there, and that is why the the name Bhugoladhyay, yeah, Goladhyay, that comes in Siddhanta. They were able to create a complete armillary in a very circular fashion. They could understand the celestial sphere. They could understand the spherical Earth. So they could judge what is happening, how the latitudes are being made, and how they were measuring the latitudes with the help of the shadow of the gnomon. This gives us an idea that they were sometime at the equator, otherwise, half of the Earth, semi hemisphere theories could have been coming up. But they understood that what is the situation of the Earth and how they are moving, and what things are going away and they are not able to see after certain latitude. So they were understanding that, yes, this is not the flat Earth theory, but this is a complete spherical Earth thing, and that is happening. So the equator becomes the extremist limit there, and that is the navel of the world. So that word has come in the Rig Veda 1.160. 164 is the Sukta number is completely astronomical. One everyone should go and read that portion, try to understand what Sayanacharya is saying and what Dayanand Saraswati ji is trying to say, and can understand the astronomy in that. That is basically mostly based on the astronomy. So the Rigvedic people, why I came up with this idea, the Rigvedic people definitely knew the equator. They knew they were moving too much. They knew that, and probably from a very ancient times when some of them migrated towards Australia also. So today I will complete it here only. The Nabha Prathipya, that means the navel of the earth. This gives us a fair idea that the people, Rigvedic people, knew the southern India also, and there should not be a kind of a divide, that Dravidian and Aryan divide kind of a thing. The all the people in India, in the pan India, till the 21 rivers, what is mentioned till um, uh, 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 beyond, I should say, Afghanistan, towards north and towards northwest. People knew the land, and they were highly moving people, and they were exploring many things, including astronomy, likewise. Thank you, Aditi ji. I will just stop it here.
So, w- so in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells that I am Samveda, and people have very little understanding about Samveda, but they think it's a book of music. Well, it is sung, it is very poetic, but it is very instructive also. That is so why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita doesn't talk about Rig Veda much? Just a question.
As I said, that Rigveda has already become uh, a kind of non-reading kind of a thing. It was already completed. And beyond that, the Pratishakyas and Brahmanas were growing, and they had those debate, and the science was growing in that. So all that finished somewhere during last glacial maximum, some time back.
Yeah.
That has already gone into oblivion kind of a thing. मतलब बहुत पहले ही ये हो गया था. One should know about the all the Vedas, and that culture was carried, and till to this date it has been carried. Two schools in Kerala, they are carrying this culture. One school in Kashi, they are carrying this culture, and to preserve this text, because just a lipi aati to we would have forgotten, like IVC is completely forgotten, and now we are not able to decipher that. तो अगर लिपि में लिखा होता तो इट दैट वाज द मेजर प्रॉब्लम कि वो बचता ही नहीं, ये हमें मिलता ही नहीं ओरल ट्रेडिशन की वजह से, एंड दैट वाज अ डेलिब्रेट, आई थिंक ओरल ट्रेडिशन को उनका रखना ये डेलिब्रेशन था, सो दैट इट रिमेन्स एज इट इज. ये जरूरी था.
Yeah.
Samved, he is Samved is not different from Rigveda. It is all the Rigvedic mantra which are being sung. तो उसको गाने के रूप में गा रहे हैं, and with the help of sound, music, and the Krishna was very fond of music with his flute, and you can understand. So why Sam? He was Sam because that was something happening in a very proper way during his time, probably, and not the Rig Veda. So Sam mantra are nothing but that is the Sam ganas of Rig Veda mantras only. Yajurveda is nothing. It is a prose form of Rig Veda only. The Krishna Yajurveda and then Shukla Yajurveda came up with more sophisticated manner, the gathering of all the mantras in a proper way, in a prose form. So these three books belong to one school, except for Atharva Ved. Atharva Ved is a bit different, and these three books are. That is why they say Vedatrayi probably in earlier times, but that is a fact. You can see the Panchavimsha Brahmana and Shadvimsha Brahmana. They have this memory of Vedatrayi and the fourth Ved coming in. So uh, when Sri Krishna says that he is Sam, that he is the music of life, life is all about all those mantras to be recited in a musical way. And probably because of the more sophisticated chandas and more sophisticated probably sound systems like Rag Gandhar, le lijiye, for example. So this is not coming from Kashi. No, it is coming from Gandhar region only. But those things were getting assimilated here, and likewise they were experimenting with those things, probably, and that is why the music was something happening in a very great way during
Due to,
Krishna's time.
due to colonial mindset, we always associate all these nations as separate, but they are part of the Bharatvarsh.
Yeah,
Now they were all part of the
exactly.
Bharatvarsh. So
Uh-huh.
it is not that they were foreign. It
No,
is
they. And how
because
can they be foreign? You tell me. After coming from Africa, when we were multiplying everywhere and we were expanding, so वो तो हमारे ही लोग थे, हम ही लोग थे. जहाँ पे वो एक एक जो शुरू हुआ, वो शुरुआत तो हमसे ही हुई.
so
अगर आप यहाँ पे देखना शुरू करेंगे कि 4000 5000 बीसी में, देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि चलो हम अभी यूरोपियन बोल रहे हैं उनको, हम उनको इजिप्शियंस बोल रहे हैं, हम उनको सुमेरियंस बोल रहे हैं. When you go back into time, you will see that they are our own people. ध्रुव हो रहे होंगे, ध्रुव में से निकले, यदुज में से निकले, अमावसु में से निकले, अनुज में से निकले, Anavas and all those people, which we are concentrating in Indian land by making those maps in this way. But this map is very late, of a very later time, later to even Ramayana time, probably.
the we will have a separate discussion on there, and I'm also covering one question which came on the last show. When you talk about Rig Veda and Sam Veda, when we also see that the Vyasa gave Rig Veda to Paila Rishi, and then to Nigada mantra were called Nigada were called Yajur to Vaishampayan. Then Sam Veda mantra were given to which was also called Chandoga Samhita to Jaimini, and Atharva Veda to Sumantu. And these are the four rishis under Vyas Dev who were given charge of these four. And this is also contained in Rig Veda also. And also because Rig Veda is Paila Rishi was one of the disciples of Vyasdev. I'm talking about when these were written down for the common consumption. Earlier they were spoken, Shruti. And these are the people who put all those things down. And so, like for Rig Veda, it is said Indra Pramiti and Bashkala were the two disciples of Paila, and then Bashkala divided into four parts also, which he gave it to Bodhya, Yagyavalka, Parashar, and Agnimitra. Now, this is not the same Parashar as before. It's a different Parashar. This is one Parashar, the father of Vyasdev, and this is a different Parashar. And then Indra Pramiti, he taught it to Mandukya, and Mandukya taught it to Saubhari and others. Like this is a whole history we have, everything we have. Like for example, when you talk about uh, Yagyavalka was part of both the teams. Like he wrote Rig Veda also, and he also wrote Yajur Veda also. So Yajur Veda he wrote under Vaishampayan, and Rig Veda he wrote under Paila. Both of them he was there. And then we have like all these different informations are there. We can cover that in detail. but the exact name of who wrote when. So based on the description, we can read that all these for Kali Yuga for us were written at the same time for us, even though they may have developed. Because generally it is said that all the four Veda appeared simultaneously from four mouths of Brahma, simultaneously. So the chronology that we put in, that the Rig Veda was the first and this was the next, that we need to really discuss, because that is not approved by many Shastra. Shastra says they are all together. What do you have to say on that?
Vedas were doing something new. Probably he was making them into more pratishakyas.
That is the meaning of Vyasa. Vyasa means who divides.
Who expands, matlab
Expand.
Vyas,
Yes, yes.
expand.
That means
So he was,
one Veda into four part. It's called expansion or development, you can say.
yeah, yeah. But it was already in a very developed form during Ramayana time. So you see that Ram is reading all the Vedas, including Atharva Veda, I suppose. Vedatraya is there in Ramayana also, but somehow all the Vedas were in a very complete form during that time also. But
No,
Vedavyasa, what he did was, it appears to me he created more Padapathas and different type of Padapathas with a different shaili, so that it could be remembered properly, because he had seen the havocs of war. So many people died, and you can definitely see the male dip there. You can understand what was happening during that time. Even Africans dip is there. So um, one of the genetic researcher, he asked me कि आप how to define that African dip, मतलब पूरा यूरोपियन डिप समझ में सब लोग आ गए होंगे यहाँ पे महाभारत वॉर के टाइम पे, एंड ऑल ऑफ देम मस्ट हैव फॉट एंड सो मेनी पीपल मस्ट हैव डाइड, but that was a male selection. So I said ki male selection to thai, and then I went into the tribes, different tribes of who fought the war, and jo जैसे दाना स्तुति है in Rigveda. Likewise, there was the dana coming towards, or the gifts were coming to Arjuna and the kings here. So what was happening during that time? uh, did Africans also participate in the Mahabharata war? So it appears to me there are so many tribe names which are undecipherable. We cannot understand which tribe it is talking about. So from the African Horn side till Saudi Arabia, and after coming from Iran to India side, it was very easy to reach here. It is almost like distance from here to equator, like Lanka, from Kurukshetra to that side of the land. So it is very much possible कि वहाँ का भी कुछ tribes जो है वो आकर के यहाँ पे इनके साथ में लड़े होंगे.
no, बिल्कुल है, because in the if you look at the Arjun's travel to the north, he went not only to north, he went to northeast as well as northwest.
Yeah, he went to Russia. He went to Russia. At the gate of Russia, he didn't enter there. They gave him the booty, and they said, "Okay, fine." मतलब, namaste hai ji aapko. And Arjuna came back. He didn't fight there
Well,
with the Russians.
if you look at the Duryodhan's account says that Arjun has reached the place from where the cranes come from the North Ocean to here.
Siberians.
Yes. And Uttar Kuru's boundary starts at today's Kyrgyzstan. Very clear. The Shaloba Nadi, and I have presented in my book also Sardhyaj, which is called Sardhyaj. And there is an account of fighting. And because people are not giving him taxes. So he has physically defeated also. And he has not only physically defeated, he has also like some people got afraid for fighting and they surrendered and they give taxes on their own. It's not easy. But then he goes west, follows west, and Shakal Dweep, now which is today's Georgia, and Pulinda and Huna, and also the Abir Jati from south. They all collected together to fight with him. And there is a mention of a sea over there, which is Kashyap Sea, which is a Caspian Sea today. Caspian Sea. Now there is a fight over there, and people say, how can Indians go west? If anyone can come to India, why can't we go to the other places? This is a colonial mindset. So,
Yeah, we were going,
obviously,
we were going. Even in today's time, you see the Yajadis had have this memory of Murugan. They come to south in the Murugan temple to pay homage. So that is a kind of culture we had. So many people who went away, far away. And, Yajidis जो है वो, that is the thing they have carried till to this day. Coming back to their roots, that is the need, that is the nest. We are the nest, and all the people they come here and again they go back to those places. Again they come here and go back to those places.
hmm.
So this is the nesting place. We had nestle all these civilizations. It would appear very awkward today, but if you take Rigveda back to 60, 70,000 BC, everything falls in place. You see all the haplogroups and you try to understand what I'm trying to say. Why Turvasu, the word Tur, till to this date is present in Turkestan, Turkmenistan. Why the Kir word for Kuru is present in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Why these words are still there? Witzel took Yakshu people as Yadus. He said that this is a pun kind of a thing Rigvedic people did, and they named Yakshu, मतलब misinterpret करके उसको यक्षु बोल दिया और उनका मजाक उड़ाने के लिए किया शायद ऐसा.
No,
But Yakshu is there. Ukshas river is there. Okshas is there.
Mhm.
So the people living by that river, Okshas, they also are the Rigvedic people,
See
the
the
early Rigvedic people. Yes.
we'll have to have a separate session on,
Yeah.
like, the see what happens is sometimes we try to separate, because if you look at from Vyasdev, then he collects all the mantras of Veda together, whatever are available. I mean, he's the authority also, divides them into four piles, gives it to four disciples simultaneously to develop further based on what he taught them. What they wrote, he verified again. That is a very clear story. Now, for example, when we say about Sama Veda, and I, for me, all Vedas are equally important. I like all of them. But the Sama Veda has 1000 Samhita. Rig Veda has 4000 Samhita, but the biggest chunk. 1000 Samhita means treatise, like 1000 different groups of philosophical points. And only two were given to, see, I have not read it. I am going to read it. I have, my books are in transit. I don't know how, when they will reach. I do not know. So I don't know, do not know. Somebody sent them through India Post, and we do not know how it comes here. And but there is a called Poshanji and Avantya. The Sanskrit shloka is very different. Sanskrit shloka is Uditya Samaga Shishya Asan Panchashatani Ve Poshanja Vantya Yoshchapi Tansh Prachan Prachakshate. So there is a Poshanja and Avayantayosh. These are the two disciples who were good in singing. One is singing in the northern style, one was in the eastern style. So that's where the musical side comes. Like, I was in a show on Sunday, live show in LA, and somebody asked me, "Oh, Samveda is all the music has come from." I said, "No, no, no. You can sing Rig Veda mantra also. You can sing Yajurveda mantra also. We already sing Om Purnamidam Purnamidam Purnat Purnas with Yajurveda." So singing has no limitation that it is just singing, because when it comes to Krishna, when he says Samveda, I'm not saying that he's minimizing Rig Veda or anything else, because Sri Ram's marriage was done using Atharvaveda mantra. And so these are all present before also. Anyway, we'll have a separate discussion, exciting presentation on equator. And also, please, Hinduness, Hindutva is the same thing. Do not confuse yourself. There are not so intelligent people who claim like that, but in Hindi you call it Hindutva, in English, but don't use the word Hinduism. Hinduism means you're playing into the hands of colonial masters who are trying to tell you it's unreal. If you want to use Hinduism, start using Islamism as well as Christianism. Then everything will be normal. Thank you so thank you so much.
Thank
Namaste
you.
and enjoy your day. And thank you for joining. Do comment. I know you all love Rupa Bhati, but do comment and give her feedback and us also feedback. Okay. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.